action camera HDMI out. If you're lucky enough to have a small, well, not small, it's a mini HDMI out on your action camera, then you know what, you're in for some great things. Let me show you some examples today. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm your host Zulf, and I basically do this channel where I show you loads of stuff with different cameras, helping you live stream, making the most of the stuff you've got. Today I have an Apeman 100 A100, which is that camera right there. It's the best Apeman action camera that you can get. So it's like the top of the range one. It's got a 2-inch touchscreen display, 4K at 50 frames a second, 20 megapixels. I'll show you some stuff about it. But what you're seeing right now here is the Apeman plugged in wire HDMI out into a HDMI capture card, the cheap one that you've seen me review on my channel. I'm looking up there as if let me bring that camera up so you can see me looking at you, because otherwise I'll be looking into thin air. So my main DSLR is being used as a webcam. The Apeman A100, I've got 3 of these cameras I've been testing out. The A77, on HDMI out on the A77 you don't get a clean screen. So in this one you get a clean screen, like no menus. The A87 I couldn't use via the HDMI out, you could only do playback. The A100, which is like the meant to be the best one, I like the A87 better because it comes in like a case, and on USB you get quality of 1080p, like a web streaming quality, like a webcam usage. The A77 was 720p. The A100 is just kind of give me a bit of a shock, to be honest, because I'm quite impressed with this quality right now. So if I show you that on its own, it's a wide view, don't get me wrong, so you can see my belly and stuff, but looking at the setup you can put it in a way that it's a bit closer to you. And that one is their flagship model. So the reason for the flagship model is it's priced at about $99.99. I shouldn't have told you the price because they can change. The last time I told you a price for the other cameras, they dropped in price, so you actually got a better deal. So make sure you check the description and I'll give you a link to check out this camera. Would I buy it? I would buy it. Considering what I've just tested now, I'm actually quite impressed. And it also comes in like the proper case as well, as in it's a side opening case. So these are obviously competing with things like the GoPros. Let me bring you to my dual screen here. So that's the camera, 4K Apeman action camera. So there's loads of cameras out there with different reviews, different names, but I've noticed the Apeman, when they tell you it's 4K 50 frames a second, I recorded a video, I checked the graphics, I checked the dimensions on the Windows setting, and it is what they say it is. Because in the past I've had cameras that say they're 4K and they weren't. So rather than spend half this money on another camera that's cheaper and you have problems with it, and buying, like if you buy cheap you buy twice kind of rule, buy the proper one that you know does well. So I can show you right now, this is the camera that I'm talking about. Do you like this quality? If you like the quality, go to the link, check the link, find a price, eBay or whatever you want to check it, if you get a good price on it, and pick it up, because you won't be disappointed. Because if I'm looking at my DSLR now, it's got blurry background, it's a bit not as focused because I'm probably not in the line of focus, because that's an old DSLR camera I use, it doesn't have autofocus. But then comparing it to something like this, you can see more of my background, all the boxes and stuff, which is a bit of a mess. But you know what, is it synced? Can you hear me as in speaking and picture? Yeah. So if I bring you to the last window again, it's got additional features. So it's not going to be a one-trick pony. It's not just going to be a webcam for live streaming. You can take it out, put a memory card in there, and take loads of amazing footage of family and stuff. Right now we're in lockdown, so you know you can't do as much action as you'd want to, but you can always do stuff with the family and make videos. So here's a lineup of cameras. Let me show you this actually. So the A77, it's a 4K at 30 frames a second. I've got that camera. Yeah, that one. And then you've got the A87, which is that one. A77 does 720p webcam if you plug a USB into it. The A87 does 1080p if you plug a USB into it. They both have HDMI outs. The A77 HDMI out, you'll get menus. Look at my video, I'll put your link in the description. So it's not clean like this camera is now. The A87 doesn't allow it. So I plugged the HDMI in. It gave me 2 options. You can view the photos you've taken or view video you've taken. I can't get a live feed of the camera. Maybe that's a firmware thing, but I'm going to feed that back to Apeman and say, can you include it, please? Because the A87 I liked a lot because it's 4K 60 frames a second as well for video. So, you know, if they add that feature into that camera, that might be their flagship model, if they can do that. Otherwise, the A100 is, but price-wise, they're not far apart. It's about £10 difference between them in the UK. And the A100 is their bad boy one. So that actually comes with super image stabilization as well. Super EIS, they call it. I'm going to test that in a separate video so you can see it, how it performs in movement. But overall, for this little video, I basically compared all three of the cameras. I don't know what I'm going to call this video now, because I was going to show you just the clean HDMI of an action camera, but I'm actually giving you a comparison of all three. So I might make this as the comparison video. Okay, so again, with my videos, I make everything in one take. What you hear is what I'm thinking. So I'm not like going to go and edit and make extra bits or add bits and take things out. I use live streaming software where you can see my hand here. So I've got a keyboard, F1, F2, and F3. F1 is my main camera. F2 is the new action camera that I'm using via HDMI. F3 is another screen I've got set up with both cameras and my screen capture, so you can see what I'm seeing. So it's like as live and raw as it gets. So if you want a similar setup to this, check out my live streaming playlist, and I'll show you how I've set this up. And it kind of works nicely for live streams, makes it look a bit more nice because I can show you what I'm talking about. Anyway, back to the subject of this video. So A100, first I was thinking, you know what, I thought they've got the A100, but the A87 is really good. Why would I want the A100? But then when I started playing about with settings and checking obviously the use of it, straight away when I put the HDMI in, no messing about, wham, the picture came up using a HDMI capture card. There's loads of HDMI capture cards out there. You don't want to get the expensive one, like Elgato make an expensive one. You could pick up a cheap one, which I've done a review on my channel, and use it with this setup, and you're going to get some nice video, mate. Yeah, that's a quick review of that and letting you know what's available. Out of the three, which one would I buy? It depends on your budget. If you've got about £40, buy the A77. You can't go wrong. You'll get via USB, you'll get streaming at 720p. If you got a bit more money, should you buy the A87 or should you buy the A100? If you can use it just for live streaming, buy the A100. Use it via HDMI out. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed the quality. If you've got an option to use it as a webcam and you want to use it for family videos and recording and like general stuff, get the A87, because that will give you 1080p via the USB cable. But then again, it's got gyroscope image stabilization in the A87, but the super in the A100. Check out this video. This video will tell you what the two image stabilizations are like for both cameras, and that will be the clincher. Because if you're going to make videos of family and stuff, you don't want it being like, ugh. I'll see you on my next video, and that will give you more information. You can find that right here somewhere in a box. See you in that video.